Hey there everyone, Tesh here, back again with another video, and this is Saturday Live. If you don't know, every single Saturday I try to go live so that I can answer questions of beginners, people who are just getting started in programming and coding, and I try to take your questions and answer them in a simplistic possible manner. And in the initial starting days, the live was not of that quality, but now we are improving. So people have started to show up, and we're gonna say hello to a lot of you. Hello, Balaji. How are you? Hi, Abhishek Arya. How are you? I hope you are doing absolutely good. Hi, Ashik Nair. You are always present in almost every Saturday live. Thank you so much for that. Gadgets Nepal is also present up here. We're going to take up questions in a few minutes. And hello, Uncle Srivastav, console.log. Hello, Uncle. How are you? How's it going on for you? Okay, so hello, sir. Hello, everybody. Hello, Sudhir. We're gonna wait for a few minutes. So if you're coming up, just joining up the session, make sure you hit that like button, and then we're gonna start and talk a few stuff. And I'll take your questions as well as you can suggest me some things as well that I'm gonna ask later on. Okay, so first and foremost, hit that like button so that I can get to know that yes, you are here. So go ahead and join me up there. Say hello and like. Okay, now I can see the like trigger going up a little bit. Iced tea, yeah, it's always available. Okay, it's Akul, not Akul. Okay, I'm sorry if I just butchered your name. I'm really sorry about that. But we live in India. We have a lot of dialect, a lot of accent, and a whole bunch of other things as well. So it's okay. A lot of time people butcher my name as well, and that too even on the stage. It's okay. It's okay. So first and foremost, I would like to ask you a question. How did you liked this live quality? Is it better? If you love this live quality, this live is actually took too much of the time to get up here. If you like this live quality, post down in the comment section. A lot of hearts there, so just heart emoji. So let me see some of the heart emoji if you are enjoying this live session up here. Nice quality, Pradeep Sudhar. Thank you so much. Awesome. Nice. I can see some of the likes and some of the hearts. Gym, how many hours you spend in the gym? That depends actually. I spend usually around 2 hours something in the gym almost every day. Except Sunday, of course. But usually I try to hit the gym at least 3 or 4 times a week, but usually I do hit more than that, like 6 times. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and then we're going to start taking up question. I can see some of the people are saying superb quality. Yes, this is one of the finest quality we can actually produce, but we are not stopping up here. We want to improve this more. So, lal dil. Okay. That's awesome. That's super funny. Okay, so now we are going to pick up some of the questions as well. Okay, so there is a question by, this is a random question I'm picking up by Bitu Cakes. It says, hello, sir, I am Kushal. I hope I said the name correct this time. My question is, I cannot focus on one thing. I want to learn this, that, etc. And I have some knowledge, but I can't learn one thing properly. And it's a common thing that people just deviate too much from learning the one stuff. And for that, I always recommend my theory of five. That means don't ever why don't you use MKBHD wala camera? Okay, we're gonna take that. So my theory of five is really simple. Don't ever just go from away from any subject until unless you make five project in that. And at least one of that project should include database, maybe MySQL, maybe MongoDB, maybe Firebase. Once you have actually completed five project in that, then you can just go ahead and leave that technology. In case you want to try your hands with a different stuff, it's totally okay. In the college time, in the initial days, everybody just tries to get their hands on the different technology. So it's okay to switch on to multiple. You don't know which one is best for you. Probably you are learning Django and Python, and suddenly you move on to Ruby on Rails. You thought, hey, that's my jam, Ruby on Rails. So it's always good that you just move on after making the five projects. So follow my five theory up here. Five project is like must have, and at least one of them should be have. Quality is just like iced tea. That is an awesome comment, Dhruv. Thank you so much. That is like the comment of the day. How to learn Redux? It sucks. I agree. I couldn't agree more with you. Redux, in case you don't know, is a state management library. It's a very very famous library in the world of all the JavaScript frameworks, and it's compatible with a lot of them. And I would say that yes, it is really tough. I have actually tried to nail it down in a couple of my videos in the Redux, try to explain the concept with the help of the parliamentary system. So I recommend you to watch that video. It's going to help you a lot to understand the Redux, but I'm totally with you, totally on you that Redux is tough. It's surely tough. Okay. What is Kubernetes? I'm planning to make a video on Kubernetes, like busting the myth, something like that. I am really happy that you gave so much of the love to the videos. What is Docker? And a couple of videos I did made onto that technology, DevOps. So you gave so much of the love for that. Ramesh Paudal says, "Are you Indian?" Yes, of course. I do hold Indian passport. I live in the beautiful city Jaipur, so I'm totally Indian, and I'm proud on that. Okay, what's written on your cup? It's all over coffee, coffee, coffee written up here, but inside it's iced tea. It's like encapsulation being done of the iced tea in a coffee mug. Udaipur is more beautiful. Daksh, no, Jaipur is more beautiful than any other place in the world. I do agree. Udaipur is really beautiful, but hey, I love Jaipur, and so yeah, it's one of the very beautiful place. Is there any scope of solidity? Where it goes? Where is good? Rupam Seni says, is there any scope in solidity and blockchain in Jaipur? Is math necessary for that? Yes, math is actually quite necessary when it comes to machine learning, blockchain. Not the very high end, but as much as you know, it's better for you. So that's one thing. And in Jaipur, yes, a lot of companies are coming up in the Jaipur. A lot of startups are coming up. Uh, I think you don't know. Many of the big companies actually got started first in Jaipur. Then some of them moved into Bangalore, some into the New York, and a lot of other places. Like one example, have you heard about the payment gateway Razorpay? It's being used by Yatra.com, your Byju's, Swiggy, and a whole bunch of other things. You can watch out on their website itself. It's a Jaipur-based startup. So now it's not a startup; it's a full-fledged, big, gigantic company. But now it's going out there. What's up with Flutter Bootcamp? Yes, Anirudh, we are actually rolling out a testing phase. We have already opened up the seat for the bootcamp. Currently, the seats are available. We're going to be taking very limited intake for this particular batch in the because we don't want to make our office crowded again. It's really there is a super chat from Mobeen Arshad. I hope I said it correct. Flutter or React Native, which one I can choose? Now, it depends on your interest as well. If you already know JavaScript and the paradigm of React, then it would be super easy for you to learn React Native. And for sure, currently companies are working too much in the React Native. Flutter, by no means, it's an inferior technology. It's growing up rapidly. In fact, it's competing directly with the core Android as well. And very soon, you're going to see some of the impact of Flutter being made on the core Android as well. So yeah, both of them are pretty amazing. But if you're looking for a very quick job and assessment, React Native is currently being adopted by a lot of things. So okay, there we go. We have got a prop up here. This is just for fun. Do you know? Let me tell you one of the interesting fact about this. This is one of the very popular lens in the world, in the community of the entire YouTube. So, can anyone let me know the name of this lens? This is the most popular lens in the entire world of YouTube. So, can anyone name this up here? Rajaji, thank you so much for it. It's Sigma. Yes. Can you tell me the length of this one as well? Yes, it's Sigma. It's Sigma lens. Sigma 70D. No, that's not. Sigma 70D, that lens doesn't exist. Sigma 50 to 80. Nope. Nope. That's not. That's not. Just trying to give you a little bit tips on the videography and photography as well. Probably 15 centimeter. Nope, you are absolutely wrong. Sigma 6080. How can 6080 be like this short? How it can be? Sir, why you shifted LCO site to WordPress? No, it's not on WordPress now anymore. We are customly doing everything in that. 1855. So some of you are not able to do that. So let me give you the some of the facts about YouTube world as well. So this is the very famous Sigma lens. This is 18 to 35. The focal length is 18 to 35. You might have seen this lens being used by a variety of YouTubers. Yes, it's Sigma 18 to 35, including your very favorite MKBHD. Use it. Technical Guruji, yes, of course, he also uses the same length, and this length is being used by a variety of others as well. If you know John Rottinger, he also uses sometimes this one, not all the time. But yeah, so to prove my point, okay, there's a super chat by Surya Teja. How will be our career in IT infrastructure services? Depends on what kind of infrastructure you are building up. To be honest, infrastructure services are actually like the topmost levels in the Infosys and similar companies. So yeah, it's there. Rajaji says, "What's written on your cup?" As I said, it's moreover written "coffee, coffee" everywhere on my cup. Coffee code. It's a gift for me. Uh, LCO, why are you not using React JS on LCO? Um, we have some plans to do some upgradation on the LCO website. Hopefully, you'll see some of the changes there. Uh, Technical Guruji is not. We are not here to criticize anybody. Everybody is also awesome. So as I was saying, this lens is a pretty popular and very fantastic lens. I love it. But to prove my point that all the time you don't need this lens, so that's why this lens is up here. Uh, I'm using a simple default lens which comes with the ADD, and that is also working super fine in this video quality as well. So you can see this is a 1080p. I'm doing all live, pretty simple quality. So my point is, it's not always about the lens that you have to buy. Just trying to make a point. Akul Srivastav says, Android 10 equals Android Q. Yes, that's a big change that Android community has given to us. Previously, we were all saying Android P, Q. To be honest, I never liked it. I actually love this number system up here. So I think this is far more better than compared to alphabets. And this move has to make. But I would be really super happy. Uh, I would be really super happy that if somebody comes up and says, no, we are not launching another Android version this year. We're going to wait and we're going to pack up more updates. It's going to be more awesome next year. That would be something that I would love. But competition is too much. They have to release out something. Best YouTube channel to learn except yours. There are so many. There are so many. A lot of people are in this domain, so it's already very crowded. There are so many. You can learn from a lot of channels. So yeah. Uh, okay, Jatin says, what do you say about new Amazon new office in Hyderabad? It's big, that I can say. There's a super chat by Rohan Chaudhary. It says, so what is the difference between deep learning, big data, AI, and data analytics? Also, sir, how to start learning cloud computing? Also, got M1st Flutter internship. Thank you. Uh, Thank you, LCO Flutter course, and you. Thank you so much, Rohan Chaudhary. And first and foremost, congratulations that you were able to crack down your first internship because of our courses. I'm super happy for you. Now, of course, your question is data science, big data, AI. These are like a little bit confusing term. I'm planning to make a video on that but on a whole, they are just a superset of one thing that you are trying to process your data. Now, some people just try to process the data, and based on what algorithm you are putting up, it can be named with a different one. Some call it as machine learning. Then if you try to make some tensors out of it, then you can move into deep learning part. So yes, there are different branches, but just try to see that and try to visualize that by you're trying to process the data for your advantage as much as you can, as much as you can predict from the data. That's exactly your machine learning. It would be not wrong if you just say that as simply data mining and data processing, all of this. And another question that you have put up here is how to start learning cloud computing. Now, cloud computing is definitely a vast subject, but my recommendation would be obviously you are learning all of this to get some jobs and stuff. So I would say Amazon is a pretty good cloud infrastructure that you might want to learn. And then it would be really super easy for you to get some jobs in the area of Pune, Bangalore, Gurgaon. These are like hubs, and they're doing amazing job uh, in the field of AWS. But it's not just AWS. There are other cloud servicing providers as well, but that's the most easy one to get started with, and you'll learn a lot. You'll learn a lot. I'm not talking about any certifications here, but yeah, just learning in the code itself is going to surely help you. Can you start a Java bootcamp? Java bootcamp is already available. Okay, how many members work for Learn Code Online? Um, in fact, a whole lot. In fact, our student also work for us. They sometimes share some ideas, so I would consider them as well working for us. That's really amazing. And apart from that, officially, what the amount of people that we have hired, I actually never counted them, to be honest. We have like 4 or 5 staff in Jaipur. Then we have got, I have actually never counted, but around 10 people, give or take, including the remote hiring. We do regularly hire people for the support as well to answer your questions. Sometimes interns as well, but I don't count interns as like hiring. They are just for here for few stuff. Which microphone you are using? This is a new one that I'm trying to test out. So far, it has given good results. Probably I'll share the review of a couple of headphones and microphones. I got a lot of them. There's a question by Daksh says, iced tea or Born Vita? Iced tea, of course. Tea fans. Okay, how many of you are tea fan and how many of you are coffee fans? Post down in the comment section, tea or coffee. What is your choice? So that I can at least know which one is going up there. Okay, so somebody says tea, tea. See, tea. Some people are coffee, but a lot of you are tea fan. So yeah, tea is like official Indian staple. Okay, there is a super chat. Almost missed that. Mayur Pradeshi. Ah, nice. Actually, super chats are being pinned now, so I can see them if they are like X amount. I'm working as Odoo developer. We use Python for development, but I don't use core Python as its pick. Which is best and cheap online platform to learn Python? Of course, is that even a question? We do have a course at Learn Code Online on Python 3. It's a super quick and super amazing course. You're going to absolutely love it. So go ahead, visit learncodeonline.in. And in fact, we do provide support as well. We have a dedicated one, two, three members there in the team right now who are just handling the Python stuff. So whatever the questions you are having, whatever the doubts you are having, just post them in the discussion section. Team is super happy to reply you, to answer all of your questions. So learncodeonline.in it is. Angular 7 videos. Just this reminds me that uh, Udemy is giving any course in 360 rupees. What's your take on that? Udemy is on to a place where they are going. There's no coming back from there. They also know it. They are just opening the things and stuff like, obviously, how much low you can go. You also have to pay for your bills. As long as you have invested, that's it. But ultimately, you also have to make some money. And if you're gonna give up the course like so much of the cheap, the instructors will produce crap quality eventually, because no matter what the course content is, quality is, if they are gonna degrade it, instructors are gonna just leave that. And obviously that's exactly happening. Quality instructors are already leaving that. But again, let's not talk about that. So as I was saying, did you guys love that Crash Course series? I just tried it out. That if you guys love the Crash Course stuff, then surely we can do a couple of more. So let me know in the comment section. Did you love the Crash Course thing? So post down yes if you enjoyed that Crash Course stuff. Good evening, Samprit. How are you? How's it going on for you? Did you notice, Samprit? We have bumped up a few stuff here in the quality sense. So yes, a lot of people are enjoying the crash course thing. We are trying to make more crash courses as well. Don't you worry. Okay, so yes, a lot of people are enjoying the crash courses. And yes, we also picked up some of the comments that were being made in the crash course for picking up what should be the next topic to prepare the crash course. But the point is, listen very carefully, very carefully. In order to prepare any crash course of a really good quality, it takes sometimes 3 to 4 days in preparing the content, shooting the video, editing the video, uploading. It sometimes take 3 to 4 days, and sometimes entire week is just gone in just one video. So definitely, if you guys love it, I would post like probably 1 or 2 videos in a week, but definitely I'll increase the speed of the crash courses. I surely can do that. But again, if whatever you say, I just love the challenge and I would love to take another challenge for this crash course as well. Linux. Yes, Linux series is also going on, but it's not on priority. We do it sometimes. Tattoo on your end. Yes, I have a couple of tattoos actually. I have got this one up here, which you have seen a couple of times. One is up here as well. So Yeah, I got tattoos. There is a super chat by Wisdom Glows. Is it ideal to learn both Node.js and Django at the same time? Is it possible to make ext4 primary drive unformatable after encryption? Why there's no input method in the stock JavaScript? So I can only answer a couple of them. Like I'm not pretty qualified enough to answer the bottom question up here. I have to look up a little bit onto that research, a little bit on that. But first and foremost, your first question, no, I would not recommend anybody to learn Node.js and Django at the same time because Python and JavaScript are completely different languages. Python is much more tough on the syntax. JavaScript is much more easier on the syntax part. So they both have different mindset and criteria. I would never suggest anybody to mix up these languages. They are like, you should not do that. You should not do that. And another question is it possible to make an ext4 primary drive unformatable after encryption? Uh, I guess no, because you definitely can make it encrypted, but setting up something unformatable would be another challenge. Surely you can put up some restrictions, but there is always going to be some kind of bypass if somebody has got a root access. If somebody don't have a root access, then there is no point of making it like unformatable because he has no power to format the drives. So yes, you can actually put some restrictions on the user, but if he plugs in into another pen drive of something, then surely he can do that. So from the root user, you have to make a new user with some restrictions that are enabled, like he cannot plug in any pen drive or external drives, so that he's able to override some of the privileges that you are putting up on him. But again, I don't think so. It is like totally undoable stuff. So, and for the last one, I definitely have to dig up around. I don't know it currently. And there's another super chat that says, "Thanks for being generous in sharing your knowledge. Keep going, never stop." Thank you so much, Dheeraj. I truly appreciate your kind words. One day, India will become superpower in IT. Super 30, Hitesh. Let me tell you one thing, Dheeraj. India is already an amazing, the truest power in the IT already. Surely it's going to grow. I can understand your intentions. They are all good. But definitely, India is currently holding the amazing superpower. Surely we don't have the startups like, or the companies like Facebook and Google and Microsoft, but surely we are not like scaling up that high, but we are scaling really good with the current companies that are like representing India onto a big scale, including the Flipkart. Our payment gateway system is one of the most advanced that we are using currently on the entire planet, including the UPI system. So Razorpay, Instamojo, and a whole bunch of other companies which are totally India based, they're top notch. And Zomato, Swiggy, what they were able to do just by having an idea and little bit things taken up from the Uber, we are actually on the very top right now. And I'm seeing a bright future, absolutely amazing future of Indian companies and Indian programmers. Come on, we are handling that. And by the way, I have just a quick thought with that as well. uh, I was just thinking that see that Google is handled by one of the Indian, and Microsoft is also being handled by one of the Indian. So what are your thoughts? Should Apple also be handled by now some Indian? Now's the time, so that they give all the man in charge to somebody Indian, so that they can actually take Apple to the next level again. So, what are your thoughts about it? I think it's a pretty good idea because Google is at the very top. Microsoft reached on to its biggest share under the guidance, under the leadership of an Indian. So, what do you think? Because Apple is doing all the crappy stuff. The keyboards of this Mac is not really great. Performance, surely it is great. It's getting very expensive. So, should Apple seek up somebody Indian to lead their way now? If you think that that should be the case, so just write down in the comment section Apple equals Indian CEO, something like that. Okay, so let me know in the comment section. Indian CEO of Apple. Yeah, of course. I think so. I think so. That could be a next discussion. That net topic that can burst out the internet. Probably I'll get some hate for that, but who cares? Okay. No, not me, but somebody is. The Silicon Valley is filled up with the Indians, so I'm not qualified enough to lead Apple. Not at all. Not even remotely. Apple, Indian CEO. So yeah, a lot of people agree with me. A lot of people. Daksh is ready to get hired as well. So hey, Apple, if you're listening to Daksh, he is ready to get hired. So yeah, I think so. I think so. Sir, I got design and mini project. Any golden words? Okay. So Ashik says, sir, I got design and mini project. Any golden words? Uh, I have no idea what you're trying to ask. I'm absolutely sorry. You got design and mini project. Okay, on what? And what you really want to ask? Okay, so okay, another thing that I would like to share. What do you say about new Amazon, new office in Hyderabad? As I said, it's big. Samprit says quality equals top notch. Thank you so much. We are bumping up a lot of things up here. So yeah, LCO co-founder is also Indian. LCO is totally an Indian-based company now. We are doing final registration and stuff as well. Yash, Nayan says, what is ERP product? ERP is, I can actually make a video on that, but um, ERP is a project which is uh, being given, it's moreover onto a B2B scale, like business to business, where company wants to manage their entire staff or school wants to manage their entire staff and schools and everything. That is kind of a ERP level project. And that's basically it, a broad definition. Yash says, unpaid intern in 3-month-old startup as Pi and AI dev worth. Of course, of course. If you're as long as you are learning something, and of course, if you are joining up any startup, definitely you will be wearing more hats than you can think of. So surely, uh, money or no money is a completely different phase of the life. It depends on what phase of the life you are. I surely understand. I've never underestimated the thing that money is an important stuff. Another super chat. I'll take that in a minute, Umang. So money is also important, but first and foremost, the priority is knowledge. And in order to gain the knowledge, if you have to spend some money as well, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. You will never regret that. Even if you have to spend the money, some of you are from your own pocket and you are learning something in that startup, go for it. Go for it. Don't wait for it. Umang says, how to get into DevOps? Which tools should I focus on to get a good paying job in DevOps? Which particular tool should I focus? And first and foremost, of course, is Docker and Kubernetes. Like if you're planning to go into the Docker, then DevOps, this Docker and Kubernetes is one of the thing. But it's not only the things. I have mentioned a couple of tools in my video on the DevOps. So I think you should just watch that video. I've mentioned a couple of tools in that. They will surely have. But again, first and foremost, go ahead and get started with at least the Docker and Kubernetes and get some idea about the AWS as well. Because one of the main job of the DevOps is going to be on to the production. Like you have to move your project into the production as well. That's usually one of the role. And that role can be actually easily done with the tools which are by default available in the AWS as well, in the Redis as well. So I would say that a little bit knowledge on AWS side, a Docker side should be your first priority. And of course, if you're planning for the DevOps and your priority is to get a job in something like startup, which is much more easier, focus on AWS. It has a lot of inbuilt tools and you can just go for it. So yeah, watch out my DevOps video. I've mentioned a couple of tools in that. That's going to be absolutely good. Okay, there's another super chat by Sachin Kumar. I have 5+ experience in Android and started Kotlin as well. That's awesome, actually. What next? Should I start learning for better job opportunity or switch to web? No, no, no. I would not recommend you personally to switch into web because 5 years of experience counts a lot. Surely you can switch it like this because your experience, regardless you have experience in web, Android, or anything, you can switch on to anything. But my recommendation personally to you would be get into something like more friendly like Flutter or React Native. Just a coin toss decision. Don't think too much of that because they are very similar. You'll be comfortable. If you're in one, you'll be comfortable in other two. So go ahead and switch on these because right now the market is looking up for all the developers who can handle more responsibility. Like if you know React Native, you will be able to handle Android as well as iOS as well. Plus, you have a bit knowledge about the React as well. So a lot of startups will be looking forward to hire you, pay you even more salaries because you are multi-talented. You can handle a little bit backend, you can handle just more stuff. So the more hats you are having, it's going to be more good for you. So I would not suggest you to leave Android or the mobile world itself, the app world. I would suggest you to try out my courses on React Native or Flutter at learncodeonline.in. I think with the 5 years of experience, I think within a month you will be at a very good position in making apps. Of course, depends on what course you are buying up. I'm talking about just my courses. So yeah, I think within a month or 40 days ish, you'll be very good to go in that. Okay, want to start with data science. Confused with to focus first. Okay, so here's my point, Hemant. I'm gonna go a little bit vague up here. See, just pick up a thing, whether that's Flutter, whether that's React Native, or whether it is data science. And some days you're going to feel that I'm not getting interest in that, or I'm not feeling like doing it. But you know, the difference between the people who get a little bit success in their life and those who don't get, because successful people actually do the things even they don't feel like doing it, still they do it. I hit the gym all the time, like almost like 6 days in a week. Some days I really don't feel like I should not go to gym, I'm too tired, I have done this or that. Still I go there. Once I go there, I feel really good. So it's always going to happen with you as well, that some days you are not going to like to do the stuff in the data science, but on the other side, the things are absolutely amazing. So don't think too much. Just start with it and keep doing it. Some days you're not going to feel good at it, but keep going. Keep going. How to be a good coder? That's very simple. Code it every single day. Don't miss it. And that's it. Within like few years, you'll be absolutely amazing programmer. Okay, so there's a question by Pratik. It says, which are most important thing for interview as a fresher? The first and foremost is your attitude. It should be friendly, smiley. Nobody wants to have a person who is just always like this. So always be friendly, charming personality. That's the number one trait for the interview. And of course, preparation. It depends. It contains a variety of things. Like for example, if you're preparing for coding interviews, you should have prepared for your data structure, the technology itself, and some general questions about what's happening in the world currently. If you are going up for another managerial position, you should prepare like what I can do in that situation or what I have done for the previous work or something like that. And of course, uh, a bit of English is also part of the interviews as well. You may not like English, but yeah, that's a part of, because that's the way how people actually interact with you easily. Probably you are from the northern part of the country, you're traveling to Chennai, they don't understand your language, they won't be able to convey their thoughts to you easily. So bits and pieces like decent English is also required. What after JS? Node.js, React.js, React Native, Vue, a whole bunch of other things you can learn. I would recommend you try out my Node.js course. That also include a couple of advanced JavaScript videos, which I haven't actually released on the YouTube. They are pretty much advanced. And with my Node.js course, they comes as free. So I recommend you how to go for. I recommend you to go for my Node.js course. Okay, should I learn coding with economics honors? If yes, then which one? Surely, your subject, what you are learning, doesn't really matter. I studied electronics all the way, the PCB boards and stuff like that. Still, I learned coding and I enjoyed it. So it doesn't really matter if you're from commerce or anything. I highly recommend you to try and start with my free JavaScript series. You're going to absolutely love it. Can I start learning Python developer with BCA background at age 35? Here's my point. I actually wanted to put this out in the world itself. The moment you start your statement with the mention of any age in that, whether that's 12, 21, 31, 41, that means you are still hiding behind your excuses and they only look good to you, nobody else. Nobody cares about if you are 13 or 31 or 41 or 51. As long as you want to do it, just passionately do it, understand the stuff, and give your best. That's everybody cares about. A lot of people start their question to me by saying, I'm 13-year-old, I'm learning Python. So what I do? What should I do in that? Some people say that I am 31 and I'm learning Python. So what? So what? What does it mean? It doesn't mean anything at all. So stop putting up stories. It doesn't really sound good. And stop putting up your age, whether that's 13 or 31. So next time, if the words actually got into you, next time whenever you're talking to anybody, don't mention that you are 13 or 31. That's bad. Just ask about, I want to start programming, should I or not? I want to learn Java or I want to learn Python. That is all what it matters. Okay, so Sachin Sharma, thank you so much for the super chat, Sachin. I really appreciate that. Okay, so is PHP no more? Ah, that's a bad thing. No, that's absolutely myth. That's absolutely wrong. PHP is not going anywhere. It's still here. It's always going to be rocking up here. Okay, so OOP concept. I have actually discussed OOP concept a couple of times in my courses. How is a scikit-learn different from TensorFlow in a lot of aspect as well? For the beginners, I would say that go for the core, and then only you should go for scikit-learn, and after that, the TensorFlow. That should be the step for learning it. There is another super chat by Ankit Srivastav. It says, Sir, I need a project. Which language should I go to right now? Because I have less time. So, which language is better for me, Python or JavaScript? Okay, so you want to build a project. Now, surely project is possible in the Django as well as it's possible with the JavaScript using Node, React. So, what I would recommend you personally, if you want just a web project, then surely Django can give you really rapidly fast, means Python can give you a rapid, fast project in the web only. But if your goal is to make a project in the web as well as on the app as well, then JavaScript can do it like ridiculously fast. Like none of the other can match it. It can give you quickly an app on a website, a mobile app on Android, a mobile app on iOS. So JavaScript in that case would be rapidly fast. But if you just want a website, I think Django would be ridiculously fast. Python one. When I say Django, I mean Python, and when I say JavaScript, then I mean Node, React, React Native, and stuff like that. So in that case, I would say that yeah, go for JavaScript if your goal of the project is web as well as on Android, on iOS as well, like web mobile app. If you just want to have a website, some stuff like admin or something, then Django is like ridiculously fast and super easy to do. And by the way, I do have courses on all of these: Node, React, Django, Python, JavaScript, all of them available at Learn Code Online. So yeah, you can check that out at learncodeonline.in. Love your voice, sir. Thank you so much, Pravesh. I really appreciate that. Okay, MERN crash course. Is it possible to have entire MERN into a crash course? I'll still look at it if there is any possibility for that, but I don't think so that covering up entire MERN stack is possible into shorter videos. Probably it's going to take like 2 3 long videos, like hour long, 3 or 4 videos to do that kind of stuff. I'll see and I'll discuss with the team as well, like what best we can do in the MERN stack. Prerequisite for Hadoop. Java would be good for that, but we don't work much on the Hadoop stuff like that. Okay, Udemy courses. No, we don't provide support or the course updation or anything at Udemy. Sometimes we dump out our courses there, but not much. Our priority and our support and everything goes at to learncodeonline.in. Python is correct for front end. Who codes their stuff in the Python in the front end? In the front end, we always go for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Maybe React or some of the front end frameworks as well, but usually that's pretty much it. Git crash courser. Yeah, we can do that. DevOps. Yeah, we can do that. Like something like a crash course on Docker. That is actually possible. That is feasible. Crash course on Git as well. It is also a bit possible. We do have an extended course as well on the Git in case you're interested. But surely Git can also be done into a crash course. If you wish, we can do that. That is thinkable. That is a good thought. Thank you so much. Okay, so there is a super chat by Rahul. It says, I have 2 years plus experience in JS working in product-based company. Thumbs up, big thumbs up. I feel I am being typecasted as front-end guy. How to break that image? Um, yeah, it happens, but I would say 2 year is not much of an A. Like, surely, with 2 year, if somebody is casting you as a front end, then I think that is an appreciation. That is something you should take as a compliment, because just in the 2 years you are being considered that, hey, that's the front end guy. I think that's good. So don't be offended with that. It's a good for your image. And I would recommend you to, if somebody is saying you front end guy, means somebody has seen some potential in you. So you should move on in that. You should become a little bit onto the designer friendly as well. Learn some stuff with the Adobe XD and some of the front end frameworks as well, like Vue or React. And probably you can have a specialization in the just the front end as well. Surely, I think most of the developers want to call themselves as like full stack developers because that's a more respectful, payable job. But that is a myth. That is a myth. You can be a specialized in the front end as well. So my recommendation is explore more in the front end. Maybe Adobe XD, maybe something stuff like front end frameworks, React, and something. There's another super chat by Sachin says, hello, Hitesh. I have 8 years of experience in banking. Banking means code in the banking or just the core banking. Want to switch to my core field back in it, whether data analyst path using Python will suit? Yes, of course, it suits anybody. But let me tell you, let me be honest that if you want to become a Python analyst, uh, it's going to be a journey which is going to take everything out of you. It's not like you can just think one day I'm going to become it. It's going to have a lot of bumps. It's going to require you to have a little bit knowledge of mathematics as well. But you are in the banking sector, I'm pretty sure you are pretty good in that. So surely go ahead and get started with the Python. It's going to be the first choice. Then you can move into exploring libraries, NumPys, Pandas, Matplotlib, uh, PyPlot, a whole bunch of others as well. Surely you can go ahead with that, but surely it's not going to be an easy ride. But hey, if the journey is not tough enough, then surely the challenge when you complete that, that's not rewarding. So the journey is challenging, so the destination is surely going to be absolutely rewarding. Okay, so R or Python for building recommendation system? Python. Go for Python. It's much more easier. You can use it at many other places. Please make a crash course on C++ data structure algorithm. I don't think so. I'm capable enough to do that. If I'll make a course on data structure, it's going to be a full-fledged course, because doing a crash course on data structure, it's not a wise choice, first and foremost, because it's not going to be wise choice. I would like to give more into the data structure rather having on to it. You think Indian engineers are followers slash creators? No, it's not like that. Uh, engineers are both. They are good in followings. That proves with the Infosys, TCS, Accenture. We are doing a lot of the support job there. So yes, we are good followers in that. In fact, Infosys is the biggest brand that is representing India in the US. So as of now, everybody thinks that Indians are moreover a follower. But if you come into India and see the crazy amount of innovation and startup that we are doing up here, then surely nobody can deny that we are not creators. Look at the amazing startups that are being coming up. Flipkart. A lot of people say that Flipkart is like Amazon was already there. There were already so many of the shopping e-commerce websites, eBay, and all of that. But the way how we have actually delivered that by using the cash on delivery, that is amazing. Amazing creation. Look at the Swiggy. Look at the payment gateway. Who are creating these? Some of the being best of the best products that are being designed at the Google are also being designed by Indians. So it's not like a particular community. And so is the Chinese, so is the France. It's not about this particular origin from the country or only the creative. It's totally wrong. It's totally wrong. Dhanush says, which is useful to learn ML with Python or just ML? My dear friend, I guess it's okay because you are looks like you are beginner. No offend here. I think you missed out the point that if you want to learn machine learning, you also want to learn the implementation part of it. And implementation of part of it usually is done by some kind of language. So you really don't want to go just for machine learning, understanding just theory like what is linear regression. It doesn't really make sense. Once you implement that, then it makes sense. So Python with ML is a better choice. I highly recommend you to take out first my Python 3 course on Learn Code Online and then only move into the machine learning course. That's actually a better path. If you want to learn it from other places as well, no big deal. But surely the path should be the same: Python first, then machine learning, and also machine learning by the implementation of Python. It's okay. Everybody is beginner at some phase, and asking the questions which doesn't really make sense to the experienced one, it's okay. It's okay. Does your Mac have a cover? No, my none of my devices at my studio is having any kind of cover. Once I leave my laptop here, it's gonna be sitting up here probably for 2 or 3 days. I don't get much dust in my studio. It's like charm clean. You always see that. It's always charm clean. So no, my iMac doesn't have any cover. My MacBook Pro also doesn't have any cover. Even while traveling as well, I just throw it in the backpack. It has some of the scratches, but I like to use it like that. I also don't use much of the covers as well on any of my Apple product. Angular 7 videos. A side secret. We are planning something on that. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. Buffer is on your end, not my end. I'm doing absolutely good and rocking into the speed. Nothing is. uh, App that can handle my Instagram account. How? I don't think Instagram policies actually allows you to automate any of that stuff. You missed the super chat again. Actually, the super chat, I sometimes miss that. Actually, the super chat that is being of certain X amount, like more than X amount, the YouTube automatically pins that for me to answer. Sometimes it just keeps on going, like the 20 rupees chat or 10 rupees chat. They just keeps on flowing like that. I try to answer them as well, but YouTube doesn't help me. YouTube should pin up all the super chat that's are coming up, whether that's even 10 rupees or 1,000 rupees, doesn't really matter. So not my fault, YouTube's fault. Why you stopped Linux making videos? You might want to say why you stopped making Linux videos. No, I didn't stop it. Other things got much more priority. Free series actually goes like that. Sometimes I get time. Uh, I hope many of you actually are not aware of it. I'm not a full time YouTuber. I'm not. I have other project work, I have other company stuff. We work on a couple of projects as well. More than 40 only pins. So, okay, I was not aware of it. I'm still not aware that how much X is there on, like how much amount of money is being actually pinned on the top. Is it more than 40, 100, whatever that is? I don't know. Tilak says, see, Tilak's chat automatically got pinned up, so I have to answer it. So Tilak says, I have 2+ year experience in C Sharp at product-based company. Shall I continue on Microsoft Stack or shall I learn Mern Stack and switch to it? Again, I am going to be a little bit biased here. I'm not a big fan of the C Sharp and even the Microsoft entire stack that they're doing it. I'm moreover into the open world, like open source stuff, probably React, Mongo, Django, these kinds of stuff I prefer more. But since you have C Sharp experience and you are already into the product based company, where do you look yourself in the future? Like staying just with the C Sharp? Because I have personally experienced, this is personal one again. This is not an entire overview of all the companies. What I have found out is if a person is working more on the open source stack, whether that's Django, Angular, React, uh, React Native, Flutter, Android, these are more open world and you get more opportunity in these open world, because C Sharp and the Microsoft especially stack is a very closed environment. Then only a specific company work on that, so switching on to the company at a later stage becomes a little bit problem, while a person who is very comfortable in, let's just say, Python and JavaScript can switch on to companies much more easier. Uh, Again, as I said, these are personal thoughts and nothing for against or anybody. Okay, Akul says super chat was React is best, then why company use Angular? No, it's not. I never said React is best. React is not best. Angular is also not best. Django is also not best. I guess you missed one of my video that I posted on the Instagram. Okay, in case you don't know, I post some of the dedicated videos on Instagram as well. There's again a super chat. Your memorable good slash bad experience in programming life. I have to actually think about it and I can make a video on that. So, as I said in one of my Instagram videos, hey, if you're not following me up on Instagram, go ahead, follow me up there. I'm putting up dedicated content there. Especially videos are being designed just for Instagram. So, in one of my video, I quoted a line from a book, The Five Ring, which said, uh, none of the warriors should be attached to its weapon. Weapon always have their need and the situation. So that's a great video, probably 1 minute or 1.5 minutes long, not much. It's on my Instagram IGTV channel. So follow me up on my Instagram. It's Hitesh Chaudhary official. And with that, I would say hit that like button first. Hit that like button. You guys forgot to hit that like button. We have got almost like near 400-ish, like 450-ish viewers, but we didn't got much of the like here. So go ahead, hit that like button. And this is the last question that I'm taking up. Again, this is last. After that, I'm not going to be taking up any question. Best UI framework for React.js and best DevOps technology. Uh, as I mentioned, DevOps is not just one tech or the software that you can take. I have mentioned that quite clearly in my video. DevOps is moreover a responsibility, and DevOps is moreover a culture. So you should actually check out my video on that. And again, best UI framework for React.js. I haven't actually used any framework that works for the React much, but I have noticed that Gatsby is pretty powerful with the React.js, and I haven't like worked much in that, but I can vouch for that. And by the way, if you want to have a quick fresher on the Gatsby, you can watch out my free series at Learn Code Online on building an e-commerce project using Gatsby that also uses the React. So it will give you, just watching that series will give you a pretty good idea about how the framework Gatsby is working with the React. It'll give you a lot of idea. It's totally free, so you can just binge watch it on a Saturday night, maybe if you want to. It's not really a big series, but yeah, Gatsby is pretty fun to learn. But again, Core Android is no less. So bye-bye for now, and I hope you have enjoyed this amazing live quality. I'm super, super happy with my live now that I'm able to do some of the best live available on the YouTube. I can actually openly say that. Entirely in India, we are doing some of the best quality live that we are doing. And of course, a big thank to you, because without you, the live is not possible. Thank you so much. Bye bye, Uma. Bye bye, Udesh, the Wolverine. Bye bye. Bye bye, Pras. Bye bye, Ashik. Bye bye, Hemant, Dheeraj. Hey, Mr. Vergis. Bye bye. Uh, I just love your name, Vergis. It sounds good. And thank you. Bye bye, Kaushik. Bye bye, Sachin. Bye bye, Debrisha. And a lot of bye byes are coming up. So that's it for this video. Keep hitting that subscribe button if you're new up here. And also don't forget to follow me up on Instagram. Exclusive content is coming there as well. Hitesh Chaudhary Official. Bye bye for now.